Hello everyone, I'm Laurent Dubu from RTE Research and Development. I am working in a team dealing with climate impacts on long-term assumptions and system development, including the transformation of climate information into energy demand and generation. Today, I'd like to bring you an important message regarding climate data for the energy transition. For a TSO, climate is an important component because it impacts the two main activities, the network itself and the operation of the network. That's to say, the management of the supply-demand balance on all timescales, including for long-term prospective studies. There are many questions to address in relationship with climate information, and a big one is, how will climate change impact the power system in each country and more generally in Europe? Most of the time, the current practice is to use historical data, either observations or analysis. This is acceptable for short-term horizon, but it is clearly not reasonable when looking decades ahead. Long-term studies are necessary to assess how the energy transition can happen. All these studies rely on many assumptions and scenarios for demand levels, installed capacity of each generation sources, and so on and so forth. The number and complexity of information to process is large, especially when one wants to introduce the climate change information, and so some rationalization could be done to make the processing chain more fluid and easily reproducible. Climate data is then becoming more and more important for long-term studies, but the time and energy to process this data is very significant, notably due to the fact that there is not one single approach to deal with this. Fortunately, the EU Copernicus Climate Change Service program and parallel research programs like Eurocodex, for instance, offer an excellent ecosystem and opportunity to rationalize the efforts and harmonize the approaches. This ecosystem offers data for the past, the near future, and the next decades, which are state-of-the-art, quality-checked, and easily accessible via an open and free access basis. Additionally, they are regularly updated and improved. Our message is then that there's a strong need to rationalize the effort and define some common approaches and databases regarding climate information and its transformation into energy data. This would also represent a strong potential gain in time and money. RTE wishes to develop collaboration and cooperation at EU level for power system studies, and RTE is notably a member of the Linux Foundation for Energy. This cooperation starts with sharing the same assumptions and methodologies regarding climate data. Recently developed climate services offer a very good opportunity, but some work is still needed to fill the gaps that remain between the current offer and the needs. RTE is willing to contribute to these developments and clearly encourages other energy actors to collaborate. Thank you very much for your attention, and in case you want more information or discuss this topic, do not hesitate to drop me an email.